Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here on the Winter Sloth. And today's video is going to be a quick little review of Anno 1800. So obviously this game only actually comes out on April the 16th, so if you're watching this before April the 16th, you can actually get yourself into the open beta, which runs from the 12th to the 14th of April. So I'll leave the link in the description below if you want to get yourself into the beta and find out what you like about the game yourself. But I'm actually going to give you a quick little in-depth look into what is Anno 1800 and is it a good game and is it better than the previous games in the series, because obviously there's been a couple of other Annos before this game, but hopefully this one's good. So as you can see, I have been playing the campaign for a little bit as Professor Shrilly. I'm an old woman, like I always think women, especially old women in this type of game, are always better. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I've been doing on this bit here. So obviously, as you can see, the game is very detailed. As I go down here, you can see the mountains and the water. You can even see the animals, and there's even a moose there. Is that a moose? Yes, I think that's a moose. So it's very detailed. You can see all the characters, individual characters. So that's my first thing about this game, is it's very good graphics. So you're able to actually see every individual character, and it's not just this is a house and there's people living in this. You can actually see every person that lives in that house and every pig that's on the pig farm. So for me, that's one good bonus about the game. It's very detailed, and it's a lot better than previous real-time strategy games like Command and Conquer, Tropico. It's a very good and in-depth game because it's got good game mechanics. Like you've got a whole production chains down here. So for example, in the farmers section we have timber, but you've first got to get the lumberjack's hut and then the sawmill. So there's not just we cut the wood and then you've got to chop the wood all into little pieces to make the timber. So it's always a nice little bonus that you're not just got one building, you've got a few, and you've got to think about, oh, I need to make sure that's close enough so the horses can take them between both of them. So yeah, that's a good one. We've also got that the game also gives life to every character. So as I was saying about each character you can see, you can also hear every character. So for example, if I click on this little house here, you give life. Just as she says there, good day for it. So it's always nice to know that you've actually got a voice and thing to your characters, so you're not just playing a boring ass game. For example, you can say that about City Skylines, which I also play on this channel, that you don't get to see every individual in that city, whereas in this game you do get to see every individual and feel like they're actually living in your city, so you actually are in control of them. So obviously this is the campaign, and I've only played, obviously I'd say about half an hour of the campaign, so I'm not very far into the game. But so far it's all about your sister and your uncle, who are rivals since your father passed away, and the uncle has basically banished you from the island and basically said you're no longer part of this family, like I'm going to own everything and it's all mine. But so basically you and your sister have set up a rival shipping yard on a neighbouring island, and you're trying to basically build it from nothing up to a thriving shipyard, and obviously eventually I'm assuming that you will attack your uncle and destroy and take over that. I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure, and obviously as I play more we'll be able to see about that. But that for me is the good aspects of the game. It's very detailed, and when obviously the campaign was starting to begin at the start, you get a very detailed introduction about what each character is and all the different characters, like about me, my sister, the uncle, my weird friend who's been helping me before I actually went back to my father's funeral, stuff like that. So it's a very good campaign. I'd say a few of the cons though, which sort of link with the pros, is it's an easy game to learn, but it can be very hard to master. So for me, like I have been playing a lot of strategy games and real-time strategy stuff like City Skylines, Tropico. So I know the basics of the games, but even I am struggling with this game into trying to make sure I have enough workers. Like, got a shortage of workers here, short of workers here. But there's just too many shortage of workers in every aspect. And I think that's because of the upgrades that you get to each house. Like, once I started upgrading each of these, you basically get more demands that the house needs. So for example, this house needs work clothes or sausages, but it's too hard once you get too many demands needed, because you've got to make sure they're always being fulfilled. Otherwise you lose on people, which obviously then means you don't have enough people to actually work on each farms and buildings, which then in turn will lead to not having enough for each of the demands. So for me, that basically means it's an easy game to learn, but very, very hard to master. And even I'm on easy here, so I would dread to think what hard is, but I will try that one day. We'll try hard to see how actually hard it actually is. And for me, I believe the game is more for a seasoned gamer, one that's rather than the beginner or newbie to the real-time strategy games or even to the Anno system. Because Anno games have been quite similar in the sense that you've got to fulfill all the needs before you can progress on each of them, each of the houses, each of the buildings. But for me, this one seems harder, right, more at the beginning than later on. Or I might just not be doing it right. One of the two. And for me, I think like it lacks in some character creation for more creating yourself. Basically, I chose this person, but I feel like you need more character creation. So, for example, I wanted to change her hair colour or her clothes. It just needs a bit more in-depth in character creation. But that's, to me, would be the only issue I would have. Overall, I'd give this game, I'd say probably a 7 out of 10. Because it's a good game overall. It needs a bit more detailed introduction to the game for beginners, so more for the tutorial needs to be a bit more that you understand how each individual building relies on another building, and that then buildings rely on the houses, and they all just quite linked. That needs a bit more detailed. But I do feel like it's a worthy successor to the previous Anno games, and more detailed than other recent releases in the real-time strategy genre. So for example, Tropico that just came out last month, I believe this is a bit more detailed, but I do like both games. So if you do want to go out and buy this game, it will be out on the April the 16th, and as I did say right at the beginning, it is in open beta at the minute between the 12th and the 14th of April. So if you do watch this video today, go and grab yourself the download code for it to actually get into the open beta and see if you like the game yourself. And that's just me reviewing the Anno 1800, and I do hope to see you again soon in another video where I might actually do just a let's play of this game, but you'll have to wait and see. So bye bye guys, and I'll see you in another episode. Bye bye guys.